hope some of y'all are able to tune in. It's been busy, so I apologize we weren't able to announce it, but we're here. Hopefully y'all will watch us back. I'm not the welcome person.
Yes, you are. You always welcome. Do the church welcome. If you didn't know, you're welcome. Welcome,
Thanks.
welcome, welcome. And then what's the response? Well, we was welcome before we came.
Broccoli.
You know.
That is not what we're talking about tonight. Oh my gosh.
For those that know, you know what that is, man. You know, what's
Yeah.
up, y'all? What's good? How y'all doing this evening, man? We're going live today, man.
Yes.
Just keeping it 100, man. Schedules have been
Crazy.
been
Yes.
vibing and zooming, man, and we've been rolling,
Yeah,
ebbing and flowing.
we have.
We tend to say
So
things
we-
like live with an open hand.
Yeah, we had to
Yeah.
pivot. So instead of not recording, we was like, let's just go live.
Yeah. Bringing y'all into our world. This season has been, man, schedule driven. I think that's the word I was searching for. Man, it's been like, what's in the calendar? What's in the calendar? What are we doing? Where we need to be right now? Who needs to be where? Where we need to go? Who's picking up? Who's
Mhm.
dropping out? It's just been a lot of dynamics, and we've been, we knew that going in, and so we thought we would kind of talk a little bit about that and how
Yeah.
parenting kind of flows into all of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we focus on marriage and relationships. And for us, like, we finally gotten into a good rhythm in the marriage, right? Not the same amount of conflict, but then you add the different dynamics of parenting, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
How do we navigate this,
Yeah.
and still prioritize our relationship, still partner and communicate and be on the same page about decisions, and the decisions get harder as they get older.
Facts, yeah.
So yeah, that's our life is more fruitful and crazy right now because our kids, like, they outnumber us and they're all busy, and so
Yeah, we're two and they're
yes.
three, so it's 3-on-2, and we have to tag in and out, and then we
Yeah.
have to collaborate and do our super moves at
Yes.
times, and like bust a special move out on them while they in attack mode, and we
Yeah.
got going back and forth, and so it's definitely been an experience.
It has. So let's see, we've been navigating sibling rivalry somewhat, not major.
Yeah. Nothing extreme, but sibling jealousy.
Yeah.
Why they doing
The
this?
normal, yeah.
And we having to have. I had a deep conversation last night with one of my daughters. She wanted to stay up and pour her heart out, and I was loving it though. I was grateful for it. So yeah. So we're doing that. We're homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're teaching. We're hands on with our kids, teaching them, and so like. Shoot, that's a whole segment in itself. We could do a podcast on like the whole homeschool element.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. We're teaching one of them how to drive right now,
Yeah.
and our life is at risk and in danger. And so I'm like, Lord, is this the last drive?
Yeah, I had to yell the other day. I was
like,
like, when I say stop, that means
this the
stop.
last time I'm gonna breathe today. We gone.
You've been doing good overall, but now like the heat is on, man. We need you to like get this because you're gonna have to start driving yourself.
Yeah. We got.
I feel like an Uber driver.
We got a ways to go.
Oh man. We got to pray. We got to lay hands and
clap it up for the teams out here trying to drive in
Yes.
the DFW, man. That's out here.
I will say neither one of us had to learn how to drive in a metroplex.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
He's actually doing well. Considering, like he's having
facts.
a drive on the freeway.
Facts. Yeah, we ain't had to get busy like that.
No.
From Pittsburgh, Texas, it was like slow motion, man. We was out there doing what we wanted to do to get our license, man. It's just And so it was cool, but yeah, we in the thick of that, and so there's a lot of moving parts right now, man. And we knew going in. I felt the need to be aware of our relationship. At the top of the year, like, man, we gotta figure out a way to guard our relationship, guard our marriage, and guard our rest, which still trying to navigate and find that dynamic. But like, man, make sure you and Dominique are connected and vibing, and y'all not like beefing, and not like neglecting each other. In this season where we knew it was going to get hectic.
Well, I think what has been helpful is we had a vision for us and for our family this year, and one of those components was investing in our kids and their gifts. So for us, that's the motivation to sacrifice our time a little bit because we recognize we needed to do that.
Right.
Like we wanted Sanaya to be in theater, right? And so that's why she's doing additional classes in voice and Savion, you know, wanting him to grow in his videography, right? And so I think because we value that and we want to drive that mission forward, it gives us that motivation. Like, man, like after this, we'll be leaving to go pick him up from class at 8:30 at night. And so, you know, it's the why. Our eyes on the why.
Yeah.
And it's worth it because you know, marriage is not just about the marriage. I think I was telling one couple this recently. It's about legacy. What are we leaving? What are we modeling? So we do want to model for our kids, like, this relationship is most important, but you're important and we want to invest in you too. And it's like there's a tension. There's a tension in that.
Yeah, no, not true. I think the way we come to those decisions too is what you said, values, our value system, and what we value. One of them is creativity, right, and authenticity, and everybody being themselves, running in their lanes. Every time somebody asks me how are you and your family doing, I said, man, everybody's healthy and everybody running in their lanes. And in that, like, I can kind of take some pride in that. Like, everybody's doing something they feel their purpose to do, or they got some form of calling towards it, or like they're doing stuff they want to do, or we're not just like, oh, well, we just kind of existing. We just here posted up. Like, nah, everybody's running lanes, and it makes the sacrifice more worth it. It makes that the energy and effort we give to not only ourselves but our kids, and like you said, picking up, dropping off, doing stuff. It's worth it because it's intentional. Right? But with that, it doesn't mean it's gonna be tension free. That it's not gonna be like, you know, like exhausting and like, oh my God.
Yeah, I've been a little more short probably, you know, and because quality time is my love language. So it's like I'm having to sacrifice that right now, and understandably so. But it's like,
yeah. Well, we've been having talks. I know I have. I've been having talks with the kids, not because I've been trying to be intentional about spending time with them since our schedules are all like all over the place. Like, I want us to have intentional times. We're talking, and there's organic conversations that are happening. There's spiritual conversations that's happening. There's like, hey, what is rest? What is work? I want rest. Like, kids, like, I want rest. Well, you say you want rest. I want rest too. And I'm like, hey, hold up, pump the brakes. Because 40-year-old, you know, like grown folks working all day long, and then you having to do math work, and the stuff we got to do is just so not. And so that's been
valid though. We don't want to minimize.
No. I just broke it down. I said, man, hey, look, bro, you are you taking care of 3-4 other human beings in your life? You ain't even taking care of yourself. Like, you can't equate that. But it's just good, healthy conversations around how our family operates and what things mean when we say what we say, when we ask what we ask, and when we correct when we correct. It's giving the why behind it, and not just do what I said. Because I said it.
Because I said so.
That right there creates some trauma and stuff. Like, well, let me know why. Like, I'm not being disrespectful, but let me know why. Sometimes it's okay to get a why. And lately there's been a lot of organic whys about how our family is functioning and operating.
Well, I appreciate that, how you were even sharing with, I think, Savion last night, like the reason you're wanting them all to get up a little earlier so we have that connection time in the morning, and I appreciate that. I've been trying to spend more individual time with each of them because I realize, man, they're all at like pivotal ages. I'm losing time.
They all need a little something different.
They do. But it makes me jealous for you. I want that time with you.
We here. Go watch Roll Swap. Our podcast on Roll Swap, man. That was seasons where you was up in you was all in.
I was all
in. And then, you know, I was out in the field, and then now we both kind of you doing your thing, and I'm out in the field, but I'm more in with the teaching. And all of that with the kids right now. So it's just like a dance. Like you in, I'm in, you in, I'm in.
I'm actually visualizing. I don't know if that's an atom, but that's what I see is like.
Oh, like that little.
Yeah, the nucleus in the middle, and then you got all the little. Is it electrons or whatever?
Protons and neutrons.
Yeah, that's how it feels right now. Like we're all kind of moving. we're in some ways moving in the same direction, but we have different things going on. But what's keeping us centered is like the Lord, obviously, and then our family vision, our love, our commitment to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're passing sometimes.
Yeah, we are, and that, I mean, that's why the beginning of the year when we talked about vision is important.
Yeah.
If we lacked vision, then it would be chaotic, and then everybody would be dying.
Right.
Like, there's families that die because of busyness and because of lack of understanding the why behind what they're doing and why things are the way they are. And if you don't have a destination in mind, and then you combine all the weight of that, and especially if you ain't got no grace for it, right? If there's no grace for it, no understanding, you'll fail miserably. And I think part of the reason why we're not failing miserably, or I won't say part of the reason why we're not failing miserably, is because the grace of God is on us, His mercy is on us, and we understand spiritually what we're doing.
Yeah.
But also we understand the power of casting vision, right? And giving directive of this is where our family's headed, and this is the season we're moving into. We all play a part in this. Let's all work together to make this happen for the betterment of everybody, not just because we said so or because this is what we gotta do and we're making demands. Like, everybody in our household plays a role in what we're doing.
Right. And I think what's sustaining us relationally is, I think about, all the different forms of intimacy. In some seasons, physical is strong. Other seasons, maybe emotional is stronger. Right now, we're probably at the strongest spiritual connection, I would think. And I think that's really anchoring us in spite of, I don't want to say busyness, because we're not just busy for the sake of being busy. We're really fruitful. And even our kids, like,
wanted, I'll probably say. I think that will be we're wanted. There's a need for There's a lot of ask and request and things in our calendar, and we're prioritizing family above all, but then we're giving ourselves to other things that are God ordained.
Yeah.
And not just frivolous pursuits. Like, oh yeah, I just want to go out here and do this. I want to go out and do this. Like, no, God opened that door up. Be in there.
That's right.
God opened that relationship.
Faithful.
Be in there and be a good steward over it. And the grace will cover you to execute on a high level without crashing and burning.
Yeah. And we still need boundaries, because you were on a call recently like, yeah, I can do Friday, and I looked at you like, wait a minute.
Dominique looked at me. I was on the thing. I said,
you know that look.
I looked up. It's a movie where that happens, and it's like in slow motion, but it was like I was on the computer and I was on the phone call with somebody. They was like, yeah. I said, well, what time work for y'all? Like, let's throw some stuff out there. They was like, yeah, Friday at 8 work. And I was like, okay, I think I can do Friday. And I went like this. I said, and Dominique said,
that look, yeah.
The Friday is kind of like, all right, after the
that's
day,
our family day.
We going. And I was like, yeah. And then I said,
well, it wasn't even that we legit just talked about it too. I was like, wait a minute. But you brought it back.
I brought it back.
Yeah, I said, cleaned it up real quick.
I said, you know what? No, man, Friday might not. I said, if I commit to that, I already know. You weren't going to say nothing, but I know if I
say something else.
No, I don't believe you was. I didn't believe you was. I felt like you were just going to
No,
like,
I didn't got assertive.
You was going to do a memory bank. Like, bro, that dude just booked a business transaction. Yes. On our family thing, man. Like, when we just...
And I can't get no date night right now, but wait a minute.
Hey, I repented quick. I did a repent. I said, nah, I'm sorry. We can't book that. We're going to have to do something else. Call me tomorrow. Let me know.
He didn't apologize after that. He didn't prioritize me, but that's okay. That's what grace
I'll take that on the chin. I will take that. You know what I mean? But I'm
that's
sorry.
Real. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Y'all learn from that. Please learn from that exchange. But
I need you to learn from it.
I did. In the moment, I did.
In the moment. I need you to not. You know what? I'm sorry. Friday actually won't work.
Yeah.
Because that is the day that I spend time with my kids and my wife. And so I can do this day. Right? But see, we need to do that on another episode talking about our strengths. See, one of Brock's strengths is includer and winning people over, and he doesn't like to be the bad guy because he don't want to.
Nah, that wasn't a bad guy moment. I was just flowing.
I could see you struggling with it though. You were like,
in.
Friday,
Nothing.
yeah,
Man,
I can make that work.
I was like, what I tried to do, I tried to squeeze it in close to like our little cutoff time. I was like, well, maybe I can do it up here about 4-5-ish, right when it's kind of.
And what made it worse, you would have done it without thinking about it if I wasn't in the room. I was in the room, and I shot.
It was funny how you looked.
It was very funny.
But yeah, we in that swivel season trying to be like, we gotta work because we gotta eat, so we gotta work, and we're the nature of our stuff. We gotta work, but it's also like, well, man, we gotta make sure we chilling too.
Yeah.
Make sure we resting. Make sure that we having some time.
Yeah.
For us, and so it's like it's a constant little like back and forth of like, this all right, this all right, this okay, this okay.
But for us, we know it's for a season. Like we can't live like this forever. So
I'm
counting down May when his schedule is different. Savion's schedule is different. It's
we can't. I was telling my men's group coaching group about just healthy rhythms.
Yeah.
This past week when I did my class with them, like, man, yo, you gotta find your healthy rhythm. You can't stay. I said, man, what song represents your rhythm right now? I said, you can't stay up here into like a 200 BPM running like at some point.
Techno,
techno. Like at some point you have to come out that techno and bring it down, and you're gonna pass out. So you can't keep running like that, man.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of which, I'm starting my ladies group again in a few weeks. I think March 18th. So if you're looking for identity, purpose, some clarity, help managing your schedule, reach out.
Tap in.
Yeah.
Tap in with her, man. So it's been good. Tell me, what's been your interaction with the kids lately with your one-on-ones and stuff? I know you said you've been trying to make time.
Now look at him, all up in our private conversation. No, I'm just kidding. No, we've been so on Fridays because we try to make Friday like family time. I've been taking them for lunch. The goal was either breakfast or coffee, but they're like, I want lunch. I want Chipotle. Our kids are so bougie in a good way. Like they want pho and boba and all this stuff. They don't want like McDonald's.
Yeah, ramen.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. They're like, Chloe, I said, we can go to Chick-fil-A, right? And she was like, oh, we get Chick-fil-A all the time. Like, I want something special. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Chloe something else.
So we did Dutch Bros. She was like, oh, yeah, Dutch Bros is better than Chipotle.
Yeah, she want that white chocolate.
But yeah, just making them feel special, having that one-on-one time, and they get to pick their little treat, and I can't partake. But I've been holding it down. Yeah. But it's about the conversation, just trying to create space to have intimate conversations, asking if there's anything they want to talk about, or I'll just ask different questions. Chloe always has the beyond her years questions.
I've been thinking that they at that time where they want to ask woman questions.
Oh, they do. Chloe mainly. They both do, but Chloe, I mean, she wants to see anatomy pictures, and I'm like, oh. Hey. She's the scientific one.
Hey, man.
Like,
they're
at the age. So I'll do it, but it's, it's like, okay, here we go.
Right.
And then Savion, it's interesting just talking about relationships because he hasn't had like a serious relationship yet. And so it's been good. It's cool just connecting with them in that way. And that they look forward to it. They kind of, what I want to say, they like provoke one another to jealousy. Like, they come back with their little cup.
They do it all the time. I get on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie.
And I told them, I said, listen, I'm not going to take you if you're going to do that. I'm not doing it for you.
Doing it.
They love doing it.
They love just being slick with their little stuff, bro. Like, I'm like, y'all stop it.
But it makes me happy, like, man, they're really looking forward to it. Like, they'll remind me, I didn't forget. I got you.
Yeah. So they come back stunned. They come back flexing on each other, man. But
I think for Valentine's Day, I had to shift the schedule a little bit because y'all went out of town. And so one of them was like, it's my week. I said, wait a minute, I had to change the dates. I didn't forget about you.
They be wildin', bro. They be wildin', man.
Yes.
I love it. I love they getting that time with you. I've been trying to get them to. I'm like, man, ask your mama. Like, ask your mom about that.
What they do,
like, go talk to your mom. Like, go talk to your mom about it. Like, I've been trying. Like, not like forcing them or coercing them into it, but I can just sense that like they're in that space.
Well, we have had several conversations. I think the joy of them knowing they can talk to me, because we've talked about pretty much everything at this point.
Right.
Crushes and like everything, and so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got everything, bro. It's a melting pot in the home, man. And I think, man, if I was trying to figure all this out, I sometimes I think about this. I'm like, man, sometimes we take for granted the relationship and the connection to have with God and to hear His voice. And to be directed by Him. I'm like, sometimes I just sit back like, what if I didn't have a relationship with God at all?
Right.
And I was married and I had 3 kids and I had like different, like, what my mind and like my soul, my emotion, like everything would explode, bro. Like I'm thinking like,
the weight of the decisions we're having to navigate, you know.
Sheesh, man. Like I don't. Yeah. That's just me. Everybody may not feel that way.
Yeah.
I know for me, I'm like, bruh, if I didn't have that connection, I'd be out of there.
I'll add to that, like even I couldn't imagine parenting in this world right now without like a counterpart. Because I don't have all the answers.
Right.
Some things I'm just not where I like, I don't know what to do, bro. You gotta handle this one.
But that's a benefit of marriage.
Yes.
Some people like, I don't need it. If we don't take it, I could just date and just where's the sustainability in just dating folks or being single for the long runs?
Right.
Not for the temporary pleasure, but just like when you marry, you have a sense of security, so to speak, right? Like where I have somebody, hopefully, right, when you do it the right way, right, team, and you do it with. You got a sense of security. You got a sense of accountability. You got a sense of support, and like all the ideas and the right, like you said, the right way to go is not just in my head. Mm-hmm. It's the other flip side of the coin that gives you the other perspective.
Yeah.
So you can make the best decisions.
Yeah, it's more complete.
Versus isolated and siloed.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nah, man, this is a beautiful benefit.
Yeah.
To life.
Yeah, and I think not. I brought that up to say we can get so caught up in the day-to-day and just being in survival that we don't even express gratitude for that. Like, I'm thankful I'm not in this alone. I'm thankful I have you. I'm thankful that you don't do everything just like me, because it's giving our kids the best. They're getting the best of both of us. And no doubt, I have so many single moms in my family, so it's not a doubt that it can be done. But if we're honest, are we giving the best of ourselves when we're tired? We've been working all day. Because I feel it, and you pick up my slack. So that's a real thing. You ain't got nobody to pick up the slack. You just got to thug it out. And you thugging it out don't mean that you okay. Right, exactly. And again, it's the grace will cover, God will cover it, but kids need a mother and a father. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I can't show my son how to be a man, and I can't model for my girls what a man should do for them and how he should treat them, and so they need both of those things. It's cool. And for those that are seeking or desiring it, man, like don't force it, but man, if you come across that thing that you feel like is right and y'all do it right, the benefits will outweigh everything that was in the past. All that, man, God made it to be a blessing. Yeah. It wasn't made when you do it the way He does it. It wasn't made to bring disaster into your life. It wasn't made to be a negative. It was made to be a blessing to you, man. And so we living in that for sure. I say that is 17 years. Once we started doing it right, when we was just acting fool with each other. Like I was like, oh man, this ain't it. But once we turned the corner. But you know what? I'll take that. We got to do an episode on why wait. Like nowadays young people are waiting so long to get married. Oh my goodness. And it's introducing so many challenges. So pin that down. We got
I can run with that right now. Like for real.
But from a parenting standpoint, I don't have the same energy I did right now that I did with Savion. So I'm like, look, I couldn't imagine waiting until I'm older, getting married, and then
trying to get out, trying to get out here in these streets. You ain't trying to go.
They be wearing me.
You ain't trying to get out here in these streets
with the energy. Yeah, when I think of, Savion is just built different, but I was a different me.
Not fact.
And then it was just one,
Yeah.
But
nah, we gonna get there. Look, our energy levels are actually increasing.
It's increasing
because our capacity is. I'm not gonna preach, but our capacity is increased. So the thing, imagine if we didn't have everything going on and we still had the capacity.
Yes.
What would we be doing? We'd be climbing Mount Everest.
Right.
We would be like jumping out of airplanes. Let's go. Let's go. Like
I would be like I was on the edge of the Grand Canyon watching you like, sir.
Yeah,
I had to expedite getting that life insurance.
We got a lot of life left to live. Those have been my prayers. Longevity, life for our kids, seeing them be great, giving them the best we got, giving each other the best we got, and taking care of ourselves and like really being able to live a long, satisfying life. God says that in His Word, man. His desire for us to live a long, satisfying life. And I want to see my great-great-grandchildren reap the benefits of like what we're giving our kids now. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's all worth it at the end. And our marriage is worth it because what they're seeing from us, that's priceless. You can't put a price tag on kids seeing a husband and wife, a mom and dad doing it the way they need to do it. Yeah. And like, practicing what they preach. Right. And like, backing up everything that they say. Not saying we're perfect, but we're striving to like live out what we talk about. Yeah. And to be to them the same way we be with everybody else, but different in the sense of you getting our love first. You getting our teaching first. You getting our sacrifice first. You getting all this first. Yeah. And we're the same people at our home that we are outside our home. And like all of that, like, man, you can't put a price tag on that for them. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I appreciate how intentional we've been about what they do, what they don't do, where we invest time. I think I was talking to Sanaya about that. Because, she's built for sports, but she hasn't made her mind up. And I was like, babe, we're not putting you in every sport. Like, you need to pray, you need to think about what you want to do. Because I think about all the hours we spend as athletes. Like, there's value in that. Growing as a team, learning how to be a part of a team. But what do we do with it? So I'd rather focus on one thing that is actually a part of your purpose and your future. And let's give it all there. Right. Because otherwise, like, we're already running. But, like, if you're doing volleyball and track and this on the weekend and that and band and... Bruh. Man, I done heard some stories about that. I'm like, bro, you tearing marriages apart. Like, you never see each other. Like, we're struggling just enough probably to empathize, but like, it's within reason. Like, we're not gone every night of the week and all day on the weekends. Like, one couple, they were like, oh yeah, we can't book because our daughter has this, and I'm like, you almost. Y'all finna get ready to get a divorce, bro. Like, what is more important? You can't, it was some, that one was really bad, too. But it's common. That one there, it was some really bad stuff going on. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. And so, we just have to constantly check our priorities and then what is most important at the end of the day. Facts. Yeah, that's true. And that's a hard one. It is hard. It's some stuff that's just hard you gotta do. Like, when you come to prioritizing your marriage, that means y'all come first. That's right. It don't matter about the kids, really, like, in the sense of which one is more important to the nucleus of the family. Right. Them being happy and us wanting to kill each other. Yeah. or like us being on the same page and them having some temporary displeasure.
Right. But like, the reality is that temporary displeasure is nothing compared to if y'all don't make it.
Right.
Right. And then what are you gonna say?
And that's the context a lot of people it's a lot of who don't want to wrestle with.
Right.
Because of that. I mean, that's a whole podcast too we could do, but like this is the main thing. Yeah. Right, and we got to be on the same page for what we do and don't do, and what we sacrifice and don't sacrifice.
But we have to teach our kids, like, you can't give yourself to everything either. Like, so many kids, even like, you know, our son is doing dual credit, and the kids in school, they're doing dual credit, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're full of anxiety and stress and fear, and it's like, you're a child. Like, that's a lot. Yeah. So I've been helping him manage, like, his stress levels, and you know, checking in on him, making sure he's good, and challenging him. Hey, I know you want to help with our podcast and stuff, but hey, you got to keep first things first.
Yeah, you got to do what you need to do first, and keep your priorities
and make sure you rest in.
And we know how to teach them that stuff because we lived it. Yeah,
we're living it too,
and still like kind of in it. Yeah. So again, it's that same principle of like, I can trust y'all because I've seen y'all doing this. Yeah. For a while. Like I see y'all talk about this. I see y'all, you prepare yourselves for these things, and you're teaching other people how to do it. But you're taking time initially to teach me how to do this. So when they're running into things, we're like, we done that. Here's how you do it. Here's how we do it. Yeah. And we're giving them relatable, real life experiences, not just hearsay. Yeah. But like experiential, and then things that back it up to where when they running into this stuff, it's like, man, stay the course. Yeah. Do this, do that, take this turn, and we've been there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's cool to see them walking, and even Savion now preparing for his first mission trip, and you might be going out of the country, so it's bringing back like just joy. Like that is a part of who we are. We're called to those things. He's sharing his faith at school, and the kids are praying with our family on the call. Like that, we want to model it, but then bring them in, right? So they never feel like, well, I can't do what mom and dad do. No, y'all are gonna be greater than
man. We done had some of the deepest conversations this year. Yeah. Organically, nothing forced, nothing like, oh, it's Bible study, Bible study time. Everybody sit down and open. It's just been just in real time.
Yeah, we know adults that have like trauma from growing up.
I ain't trying to have my kids like that.
And it's as a parent, your best intention. You feel like, oh, I gotta do this. We had one wife like, what did she say?
Oh, it was
just the burden.
Yeah, the burden of every night. Every night we got to do something. Yeah. It's got to be something spiritual going on, or something like that. And it's like, it was in the middle of everybody getting ready to go to bed, and they're like, oh, it's Bible study time. We gotta get up. Everybody's shocked and traumatized. They just turned to that.
And then we wonder why they're like, they want nothing to do with it.
Right. No shade or nothing. It's just real experiences of people being vulnerable and shit. Yeah. Man, that traumatized me. Yeah. And so, to each his own. In this season of our life, we're more open-handed and more direct with our experiences in the moment. Yeah. In experience when the Holy Spirit is like, yo, right now this is a good time to lean into that. This is a good time to lean into that. And like prioritizing organic, healthy, safe, spiritual experiences with the word and with praying and with worship and with all that. So that everybody feels like this is real to me and not something we're just trying to force to happen to do it. Right. And it's been very, very productive. Yeah. So it's been a good season, man. Hopefully y'all can relate to some of this if you're in a similar season, or maybe you coming out of one or going into one. Your life is probably never linear unless you force it to be.
Well, that's boring.
You know what I mean? Like, think about a lifeline and your heartbeat, and so life is gonna be like this, right? And so if you're up, at some point you go down. If you're down, get ready for that uptick season. Yep. And begin the process. Well, how we gonna navigate this, especially for married couples, man. Make sure you're keeping it right.
So if you're struggling, parenting is throwing a wrench in the relationship, just reach out. You're not alone. We're navigating it too, but we have tools for y'all to communicate, talk through it, work through it. We don't want you to be hopeless. So definitely reach out. I hope y'all enjoyed this with kind of freestyle.
Yeah, just free flowing a day, man. But we wanted to give y'all some content, bring y'all into our world right now and what we're doing. We're still coaching. Dominique has a women's group getting ready to start. I'm getting ready to launch a couple things out as well, and one-on-one coaching for men. But you already know marriage intensives, marriage coaching is always what we want to do for y'all. So don't hesitate to reach out to us for sure.
Awesome. Love y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all the things. We'll see y'all next time.
See y'all next time, man. Peace.
Bye.